Jack Mitchell, what happens if Nebraska wins on Saturday?
Oh, baby. I can't believe that was the losing part. It was weirdly positive.
I know, it was way more positive than it should have been.
Sorry. I apologize. Sorry about the positivity. Josh and I do way too much of that. I don't think people are ready. I've said this forever. I've said at some point it will happen. I hope I'm alive. At some point it'll happen.
Yeah.
Things will get going good again. And there are going to be so many people that don't know what to do with the reality and that feeling that it's going to be overwhelming for people, because just like we talked about that 4-game stretch after a loss, those same 4-game stretches are there after a win.
Yeah, and then, Jack, if you win this game, you look at October and you say, hello. Why can't they go 4-0 in October?
Josh,
Why can't they enter November at 8-0?
You go in weeks from talking about, hey, it'd be great if they could get 2 bowls in a row too. Would not making the playoff be a disappointment right now? And I only say that a little bit tongue in cheek.
Yeah. John Bishop, my co-host on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, he, Jack, as we did mulligans today for our college football predictions, because we're like 25% done with the regular season, sad. He had Nebraska in his new playoff. He had them in the college football playoff. And I-Formation says, you go to playoff talk. Yeah, you win this game, man. Matt says it too. 2 weeks for the media to talk about Rule's year 3 magic. Like all of the promises.
Matt Rule goes on tour. He goes on a world tour.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
Give him a microphone.
He's going to be in Nate Bargatze. He'll be in Hamburg on Sunday night. You know, like it'll be that 2 weeks is going to be insane.
Jack, honestly, the psychological component of Matt Rule, if they suddenly are in that space, will be really interesting, because he has been gassing them up, and I wonder if it would start turning into, we need to chill. Yeah, it is early. We are only 4-0. There's a long season to go. He would probably change his operation.
Yeah. I agree with that. That doesn't take away from the fact that playoff discussion will be the norm then. The playoff projections, everything will begin to be fascinating to Nebraska fans. And then, scoreboard watching, right? If they win a couple more games, right? I mean, it's just...
It does change the tenor of the entire season, where you are watching other teams and games and you are viewing it through the lens of, what does this mean for my team's playoff hopes?
100%. And if they beat Michigan, add on to that. If they beat Michigan and look good doing it again, which if they win, I assume they do. I don't know how the level of confidence in this team, Michigan State comes in and people are going to be predicting 56-10,
Yeah. They're ready to run away with that game. They're ready to, hey, let's go up to Minneapolis and kick the crap out of the Gophers.
The quickness with which that will flip from most people anticipating the groin kick to confidence in a way that they have not felt since I don't know when.
Yeah,
well, I don't know when.
I think these are a couple interesting comments from Rob. He says, how huge is winning the Cincy game by stopping them on the final drive for the team psyche if we're in that position late?
That's what I said.
For so long it's been, we lost. I was in the stands nearly covering my face waiting for it to happen, but we actually sealed the deal. Jack, that drive, I'm watching that drive right now on YouTube. and I'm putting myself in that moment in time, standing in an RV, watching the end of this game thinking, oh my gosh, is this about to happen again? And then it didn't. And you and I have been wondering, and everybody has been wondering for years now, what happens if they finally get one of those wins? What happens if either the offense drives down or the defense bows up? And in this game, it was the latter. The defense, Malcolm Hartzog is going to get an interception in like a half minute, and Nebraska is going to leave Arrowhead Stadium victorious. What does that mean if they are in the same position on Saturday? I have to imagine it means something good, that the offense or the defense
100%.
believes we did it there. Why can't we do it here? We got to stop there. Why can't we get a stop here? You know, I have to imagine that ends up helping them.
And that was a partial Cincinnati, Boston College, Cincinnati. We're throwing some dirt on the groin kick era, a little bit of dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
You kick almost all of the dirt the rest of the way in if you beat Michigan.
Yeah,
but
you do.
You're not thinking of especially if you beat them in a close game.
Especially.
But there's no winning outcome that couldn't be, because if you blow them out,
monumental for the program.
If you blow them out, I mean, either way, I don't care if you win in the goofiest, terrible, true freshman throws a bad interception at the end like Cincinnati did, or whatever it is. However you beat them, it is going to, the feel might be a little bit different, but it will change everything. Like, it will change everything.
Yeah.
And it sounds so stupid to say that, but you have not had a team, you have not had a fan base that has had the psyche of a 4-0 team who will probably be ranked and who's got a beatable schedule coming up. I guess you had it in 2016, but
there's always the caveat of, but people didn't believe that Mike Riley was the guy, or they didn't want to think that Mike Riley was the guy.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't like it. Which
no,
I wasn't like that, by the way, in 2016.
For the record, neither was I. Neither was I. But the fan base was very split on him. And while there are people who are annoyed with Matt Rule, or maybe think that what he did at Baylor and Temple isn't feasible in this era of college football anymore, I think collectively this place wants to believe that Matt Rule is the guy. I genuinely believe that about this place. And so if you get this win, it is finally, Jack, it's like permission for the fan base to believe. And you're right. Like, going back to what you said at the start of this, like, I've been covering the team since 2014. Obviously, I've been watching them for 2 more decades before that. And it's been so long now that I don't think we know what to do. There's a whole generation of fans who truly would be in uncharted territory. But I think a lot of us in the media space, you and I have been doing this podcast, it's our 4th year. We've never had something like this. We've never had we've never been excited about an October. We've never been excited about the possibilities. We've never been scoreboard watching for good reasons. We've never gotten a chance to do that. Like, what would that be like? What would it be like if that happened?